everybody, and welcome to our 5th podcast. My name is Lucy Butcher, and I'm a Senior Associate in the Inheritance Protection team. And I'm joined by my lovely colleague, Niamh Minihane. And Niamh, you've got an exciting new job title.
Lucy, hello. It's so lovely to see you again. For listeners who don't know me, my name is Niamh Minihane. And as of today, I am now a partner at Gardner Leader Solicitors in the Inheritance Protection team, working with Lucy. So thanks, Lucy. So today we're actually going to talk about powers of attorney. So do you want to give like a brief rundown of on the powers of attorney?
Yeah, of course. So lasting powers of attorney were introduced in 2007. And they effectively replaced what we used to call the enduring power of attorney. Now, for any of our listeners out there that have got an enduring power of attorney in place, so long as it's been executed correctly, then it is still valid. And I think one of the key differences with that and the lasting power of attorney is that the enduring power of attorney does only relate to someone's property and financial affairs. So moving on to lasting powers of attorney, there are two different types. There's one which is property and financial affairs, and the second one is health and welfare. Now, with the property and financial affairs, a person, so we're going to call them the donor, can appoint either one or up to 4 people to act as their attorney. There are various ways in which those attorneys can be appointed, and that's very much dependent on how the power of attorney is drafted. But I think we're going to talk about that in another session. But just so that people know, you can appoint up to 4 people to act as your attorney. With the property and financial affairs, your attorney, will be able to make any decision or sign any document that you would not do yourself. I think the key with the lasting power of attorney, certainly with the property and financial affairs, is depending how it's drafted, you may want your attorneys to act for you, even if you've got mental capacity, but just physically you're unable to do something. So, for example, if someone's unable to go to the bank or to sign a cheque, but they have mental capacity, then their attorneys could step in and make those decisions for them. But it can also be drafted so that actually the attorneys will only act if they lost mental capacity. So it's very much dependent, and that's something that we will always advise clients when we understand their circumstances and who they want to appoint as their attorneys.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Lucy. And also the health and welfare power of attorney. That's something that the enduring power of attorney that you mentioned before, the old style, that power of attorney doesn't cover health and welfare decisions. So it's important for clients to realise who already have an enduring power of attorney in place, which is a perfectly valid document, it doesn't cover health and welfare. Now, the health and welfare power of attorney has been introduced alongside the lasting power of attorney for property and financial affairs. But this one is only, your attorneys can only make decisions in the event that you have lost your mental capacity. So that's the key difference with the property and financial affairs. Health and welfare is only if you've lost your mental capacity. Your attorneys have the authority then to be able to make decisions on your behalf in respect of your medical care. So if you needed an operation, if you need any medical treatment, even to the flu jab, your attorneys have the authority to make that decision. There's also a part with regards to life-sustaining treatment. You can give your attorneys the authority to make that decision or not give them that authority. You can also include some preferences and instructions surrounding that subject matter. But the health and welfare one is it's key to know that by having one in place, it's effectively giving those important decisions that you are unable to make yourself, which with regards to your health, putting them into the hands of your loved ones. So as sort of touched on with what you've said, Lucy, and briefly what I've just said then, it is a huge subject. And I find, you probably find the same, lots of clients have different questions, different come from different angles, different concerns about powers of attorney and how do they work? How do we ensure that we've got the right people that we're appointing? What if I want to change my mind? What if I fall out with that person? So there's all sorts of, what if I want to make my attorneys, can they make gifts for me on my behalf? Loads and loads and loads of things that clients ask us daily with regards surrounding powers of attorney, which is really important. So I think we made the joint decision that this podcast really was just very brief introduction to the powers of attorney. We'll have a part 2. I think we'll release it in the next couple of days because it's quite important to keep that continuity. And in part 2, we can then delve a bit deeper into the ins and outs and the technical side of how it operates and what types of decisions, what you can include, what you don't include, and what advice we can support you at Gardener Leader. So are you happy to join me in a couple of days, Lucy?
Yeah, absolutely. And as always, if any of our listeners have got any questions or they want to cover us anything specifically, then please feel free to get in touch.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Well, see you in a few days. Thanks, Lucy.
Take care.
Bye.